very good evening, afternoon, and greetings of the day to everyone who's watching us. I'm Chris Malika Bhatra, and I welcome you all to another episode on Chai Chat and Community on Word Palette. Tonight, I'll be talking about a very interesting topic, something that most of us, if not all of us, have done at least once, twice, or maybe multiple times in our lives, and that is we've made our accounts on multiple dating websites. But what exactly happens once we've made those accounts? How those accounts move? What is the journey? And to share their stories, I have two beautiful ladies on with me, as you can see on the screen. But before I move on to their introductions, I would like to begin the show by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet today. I also pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging. Coming back to the topic, I have my guests of honor with me. I have Ankiita and I have Shaivi back on popular demand. So before I move to the actual conversation, I would request both of you to tell us about a bit about yourselves to our listeners. Ankita, I'll start with you. Tell us about yourself to our listeners.
Okay, so hi, I am Ankita, and thank you for that beautiful introduction, Chris. And I hope it is actually on popular demand that we are here. So, yes, I am a corporate trainer. I have moved places. I studied in Mumbai, now settled in Delhi, and life has been great on certain aspects, and on some it's been really challenging. Out of which one we are discussing here today.
Yeah.
So yes, and that's it. We'll get to know more about each other here. I believe it's a new thing, and of course, we have a legend with us. So yeah.
Thank you, Ankita. Moving on to Chevy. Chevy, welcome once again and tell our audience and listeners a bit about yourself.
So I am the dishonorable dis लगाना बाकी था वो बोलने में honorable में. I am Shaivi. I am a content creator and executive producer and stylist from Bombay. And this is where I've lived all my life. My company right now operates from Bombay, Surat, Ahmedabad. We serve the west coast of India in creating content and branding content for entertainment and business. So that's what I do.
Amazing, amazing. Both of you have been doing some amazing stuff in your life because I know these ladies on reel and off the reel as well. So, coming on to the major part of the conversation, Ankita, I'll start with you. How has your experience been on these dating websites so far? Tell us, enlighten us.
So yeah, I have said this earlier. We can someday write a book together. So the experience has been that vast. Uh, Not very pretty, I would say. It's not. Had it been pretty, I wouldn't have been sitting here and discussing about it. I'm sure.
Right.
So yes, it hasn't been a really pretty experience. Though I'm grateful to people who came along because in some way or the other they've taught me a lot. They've made me understand that how important it is to put your needs ahead, however random they may sound, however however crazy they may sound to you. But look at those people; they are out there, the audacity to putting their needs forward in front of a stranger.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
that is one thing that they have. And apart from that, meeting people, yes, it's been there. I've met a lot many people, but the quality of people that I've been meeting around is still not very impressive.
Hmm. But fingers crossed that you'll meet someone, the knight in shining armor one day, maybe. Chevy, I'll come to you. So, tell us about the worst three experiences that you've had on these websites till date.
Can I like curse?
Bring it on.
No, so I have had, so for me it's very easy. I disconnect very easily. It's very easy for me to cut myself off from a conversation and never go back to it. So I the biggest things that stand out are, one, I remember meeting a guy whom I had been speaking with from a dating website, and he started within 5-7 minutes of meeting me. We were in the car and he started talking about hair. like how he likes women to be like waxed.
All right. Okay. And this is within the first 5-10 minutes that you met.
First minutes. And I'm driving, okay, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, "बाल तो नहीं दिख रहे." First I checked myself. I'm like, ये क्या देख के बोल रहा है कि-" you know? And so then what I did was, थोड़ा आगे जाके I took a U-turn and I dropped him back to his car. Like, listen, I have to go somewhere. I don't think this is working out. I mean, 5 minutes into meeting someone, you start talking about how you like women being
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
hairless. Like, I get it. And this is a dating site. It's not a hookup site. It's not even Tinder. It's uh, so this was one. I remember one guy. I think I've told you guys this before, that the guy said, because I have a very hectic schedule usually. Like, even when we were trying to catch up for just to get on the same page, we had to change the time because I was not
Yeah.
available. So this happens with me all the time. I'm running across 3-4 different cities, so I am always running late, always.
Mm.
So this guy, like, you work too hard for a woman. That for me was like too much, just too much. I'm like, okay, listen. I reached, I sat down. There was water poured, and he's telling me, "It, you work too hard for a woman." And I'm like, what does that mean? Can someone explain this to me? Like, can you explain? Like, most women I know like to shop and get massages. And I'm like, I like to shop. I like to get massages. Like, but you
It's with
work.
my own money. That's it.
I'm
And
like,
my own life. I have the choice of doing whatever I want to, right?
I mean, I did not comprehend only. I'm like, to women who want to shop and get massages, more power to them. Yeah, how are they bothering you?
Yeah.
And why is this a topic of like, the first sentence you say to me once I sit down and once you said hi is, you work too hard for a woman. To me, this was like a banner event. Then I think I shared one screenshot with you guys yesterday.
Yeah.
uh, which was, so obviously I did not talk to the guy only. Where he's asking me, "Are you up for casual dating?" And I'm like, "No." Then he's telling me, "Grow up." I'm like, "नहीं, इससे ज़्यादा
I
कितना
mean, that's like, you want to get married, kya?
No, then so I didn't reply because I would have asked him, "What do you mean to get married to you?"
Yeah, I think by going
I
out,
stopped responding.
because I think to these people, they are just bored of conventional relationships. They just want everything out of the box. That's what I think he meant by growing up when he told you that. All right. The next thing is what I have encountered is, as Chevy you mentioned, on the very first or the second conversation, they'll straight away ask you that, do you want to have sex? Straight away, right? So the question that I have for you ladies is, have you forgotten conversation etiquettes in the 21st century? Ankita, I'll start with you first.
So this is actually a professional hazard as well for me, because I, being a corporate trainer, I this is the first thing that I see. This is the first thing that would attract me to any man. How good and how easy is he in his conversation?
Hmm.
Okay, how easy can he communicate? But there is a very thin line to people. These men also. I mean, I'm not, when I go on the lighter zone and I don't want to judge them. They're also this huge and a huge section of wannabes that they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? They want to pretend so cool, and they're trying so hard to do that. That's when they don't realize where is the line.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this goes way back to education. This goes way back to what they've been taught in the family, how they've been, nurtured up till here, till this date. This goes way back to there, because they don't understand how am I supposed to talk to a woman? Maybe I am just eyeing her out of pure lust. Still, there is a basic decency that I need to maintain. That is
Mm,
something that I need to maintain.
exactly. I think Ankita is frozen. While she comes back, Chevy will quickly come to you. That where is this conversation etiquette lacking when people just straight away ask you for having sex?
So I think the first major thing that happens is people have become bolder about the way they talk and more ruthless for the lack of a better word, in the way they talk, because they can hide behind the safety and anonymity of the phone that they are on or the
Yeah,
laptop screen that they are on. So they know
correct.
there are no consequences. क्या कर लेगी?
Hmm.
क्या कर लेगी? ब्लॉक करेगी ना, गाली टेक्स्ट पे दे देगी. I'm not going to be able to bodily, you know,
Do anything.
the man, or I'm not going to be able to do any of these things. So the
Exactly.
first thing that happens is, for me, what comes across is that you become brazen because you know you are protected,
Hmm. Hmm.
you are safe, that nothing that you say over here is going to. So I to regularly click screenshots of all these things and I put them on Instagram. I to do it all the time. I ask them, I continue the conversation pointedly after being offended. What is your Instagram handle? And the poor guys give it off.
They don't. They think you're just very interested in prolonging the conversation, but
Yeah.
little do they
Yeah,
know that why are you asking? So, but
yeah. So, and then they'll write back to me on Instagram also that "Arey wah, tum to badi bold ho." Stuff like this, they will answer. I'm like, okay, whatever. तू भी मेरा क्या कर लेगा?
I
Just
know
like you have the
it
safety
has
and
to be.
security of being in your space and being an anonymous person,
So do I.
and yeah, so do I can do the same. What will you do? So that I think is one of the major, and in fact I was discussing this just last night with my best friend Asta, and we were like, this is just getting to a point where we no longer remember how to have. Maybe COVID has also pushed it into the next gear up. People are not meeting people, not going out, or I don't know, at least trying not to go out. And this is the only way you can connect to someone. So you're impatient and you want to do it.
But
So maybe that is also a thing.
yeah, but I understand, ladies. But this is not just normal coffee. Ki chalo, let's meet up for coffee or lunch. This is straight away asking for sexual um, favors or whatever you want to call it. So for that, don't you think we need a certain amount of decorum? That let me see if the lady is even comfortable. I haven't met her. I can't just be asking, "Oh, will you come and have sex with me?" This is like some other level of impatience if you want to give COVID the blame. But I see that they've lost
No,
that
the
altogether.
point is not that COVID is to be blamed, Chris. My point over here is uh, it has it has magnified the situation that was already existing
Yeah.
of becoming these brazen people behind a phone screen or a laptop screen. Uh, Also, I think in one way it is good ना.
Is it
पहले ही पता चल जाता है. You don't waste only
Yes.
time.
that way? Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
In one way it is good, then you don't have to wonder also कि इसके साथ बात करूं क्या करूं कौन से टॉपिक. You don't have to use your brain cells.
You're not
Forget
investing.
English.
Nah,
I mean,
fair point. Fair enough. Uh,
at this point
moving,
we've all developed the thick skin, I guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all thick-skinned people.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
all are sanskari orte, like without any sanskar altogether.
Oh
But
yes.
anyway,
So I
moving
think
on.
which is
Yeah, go
why,
on.
sorry, Chris. So I think which is why they find it very comfortable to talk such things to us, because we being on that platform, we being on the dating, however, evolved are men here in our country. Me especially coming from the northern part of the country. However evolved these men are, they are not yet evolved that they would want to go for a girl they met on a dating app,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a mirror. They are there for some particular intention, and which is why they think that the person on the other side is also there for the similar intention.
Mm. Yeah, fair
So
enough.
the respect doesn't even come. The respect is not even, there is not even a superficial respect that has to be given.
There is no respect.
So
It's
it is
all
only
because
because of them.
So
You know,
I would like to play. I would like to put this across slightly differently, because yes, that has been your experience, and with all due respect to that, the from, if I consider the number of the percentage of people who may have had the himmat to come and tell me, let's have, I just want to date casually, or I just want to do
yeah.
this, as opposed to guys who are genuinely out there looking to connect, but they don't know how to connect, or have these issues with, stronger, more ambitious women who work all the time. All these issues are faced more, as opposed to people wanting to just, casually date or casually have sex.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
which is
maybe
even
somewhere
better,
down
I
the
think.
line, yeah, somewhere down the line, it could just very clearly be a regional thing, and this is because I am
Oh, it
in
is.
Bombay and towards that area, and you're in Delhi. It could be completely different. I have never tried dating anyone from Delhi, so I don't know. So
Don't
this is something
don't do
I really don't think they know how to get to a point where you handle, and I'm talking only about me, I know each of us is different, how to handle someone like this.
that. Yeah. No, fair. This leads
Agree.
to me. This leads to the next thing that I want to discuss is Khadim. Thank you, Khadim, for tuning in, and he sent us some flowers. I think they're roses, whatever. But thank you for tuning in, Rizwan. Thank you for watching, Rizwan. Um, both of you. The next thing that I want to ask is, do you think these websites are directly or indirectly promoting polygamy or polyamory as we know it? Ankita, I'll start with you first and then Chevy.
When we put it this way, Chris, you know, these websites, because I'm in no offense to anyone, people are earning out of it, they're making money, very good,
Hmm.
great. But these websites in no manner up. I am okay if someone, you know, wants to be in a particular kind of a relationship. I'm someone who's really upfront, coming, you know, above their thing and saying, you know, "So this is who I am, this is
Hmm.
what my life is, and this is how I want it to be, which is why I'm here on this platform, and I'm okay, right? I'm still clear about it, and I then the ball is in my court and I take the decision.
Hmm.
But what happens on these platforms is that people are in legit disguise,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
They are in disguise and they are happy about it. Maybe this is their escape, or you know, this is how they picture their life to be that they could not have,
Yeah.
right? And then they are trying to compensate here with that. So I still won't say that these websites are in any way promoting anything. They are absolutely negligent to whatever is happening there. You to be there and do anything good for you. You don't. I mean, apart from imagine what happened to you was fine, but I hardly think that anything will be taken down from these profiles, from these websites.
But Ankita,
They just want to increase their number.
yeah, but Ankita, when we talk about these profiles, most of the people connect that, oh, these profiles, that means I'm just on a casual, as Chevy mentioned, that casual dating or casual relationship. But when these men or when these women enter into a casual relationship, doesn't being in a casual relation mean that you can date 4 or 5 people simultaneously? And what if that is not polygamy, then what is it? But I'm trying to get my head around it, that how do you see these things in your own opinion?
See, um, you know, I have come across men who are first, you know, very good about casual dating. Yes,
Yeah.
they very nice. The moment you start talking to them a little more, they are ultimately these men.
Hmm.
They would be going around with a number of women out there. The moment you start with the same thing, the moment you are talking to one guy who's okay saying that, okay, yeah, I'm a cool guy, doesn't matter, and this is a very casual thing between us. And the moment you say, okay, I'm planning a date around tonight, I have a date with this other guy, they'll burn out.
Mm.
They have a very tiny ego, and you're hurting by it because they, as a man, can do it.
But you can't do it.
You cannot do. So in a matter, it's been promoted, but only for a particular segment. They will be objectifying women who would be them in any part. They meet their similar self someday. They would be objectified by these men only who have been going around with God knows how many women.
No, fair point. Sherry, your thoughts? If these websites are promoting anything, if at all.
So, very honestly, I have not come across personally someone who has been, married and wants to also, because maybe now I don't really check my dating apps and websites that much. So, one could be that, and two could be that I've obviously heard of other people saying that, oh, I was talking to this guy and it turned out that he was married and his wife reached out. All these things I've heard from other people, but it has never personally happened with me. So
Mm.
I don't know. And also, for me, if ever that comes across while having a conversation, if the guy mentions that I'm married, I just tell him, okay, more power to you. I am not the person you want to interact with. So I
Yeah.
can only distance myself. I cannot really do anything else. But and I don't really get into why you are here and what are the problems in your marriages, because everyone is going through something. I understand. It's like saying, for me, to men, not all men. It's true. It's not all men, but whoever is out there is spoiling the name of every man there.
Yeah. 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 That's
And then it turns out that women are getting together and bitching about male bashing,
Hmm.
but it's not the case. The cumulative experience of women has reached so much into frustration.
Agreed. Agreed.
And
Ankiita, you
moreover,
were
I
saying
think,
something?
yes, I believe that these men, they are obviously getting their kind of women here on the platform, which is why they are here. So
Hmm.
which gives us which absolutely we know that there are women of the similar kind out there. So it has nothing to do with with men or women. So it's about how people are perceiving relationships these days.
True.
And how
Even
how are they conceiving relations? If I put the question back to you, Ankita, how are people conceiving relations these days? What do you think?
Oh, so this, relationships. I might be a little old school on this at this point, but relationships to people now have become something extremely. The word casual is so involved in our lives these
Yeah.
days that we've started putting it up on the important things such as relationships also. Relationships were never meant to be casual.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
have acquaintances, you have friends, right? You have people in your inner circle. That's how things happen. Nothing amongst that is casual. What is
Hmm.
casual? Is it casual that we went out, I somehow got your feelings involved with me, but I did not stop you till the time I was okay with it? The moment I started getting bothered by it, I will stop it, and I will inform you that it was only casual for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the toxicity that exists even in serious relationship, Ankita and Chris. Because
Yes.
I have seen this happen so many times that you will be dating someone for 6 months, 8 months, 4 years, 5 years, and then they will decide it is inconvenient for them for whatever reasons.
Absolutely.
For
So
whatever reason.
true. So true.
And
So
hence, or they just don't want to make that commitment. Again, personally, not my experience, I've seen it happen that that kind of toxicity exists even in serious relationships,
it
Hmm.
or
does.
they
That's
don't
what.
want to name it in public.
But I think the root cause of that toxicity somehow stems from these websites, because here nobody's coming in with a sense of granted certificate, right? Everybody's like, oh, this is just time pass. If I get a casual fling, it's fine. If not, then it's fine also.
But
So
there are always filters, na? There are always
No, it is
filters.
also a matter of availability.
right. Saleh says, are men honest about their marital status on these apps? Who wants to go first? Ankita?
Absolutely not. They are not. I have like experienced, if at all, the one I've experienced this with is listening. You're free to block me from everywhere. But I have experienced this. They are not.
Mm.
As I told you, no, this is their escape place. This is where they are escaping. They would be there. They would be going out with women. They would be portraying themselves as single men until you confront them. And once you confront them that, okay, I found out that you are married, you are also with a kid, how do we go about it? And they would be
Mm.
like, I have a very bad marriage, I married under parental pressure, I still have to figure out how has science evolved getting a child on this.
We've lost it again. Shaivi, do you want to continue in while we get back
So,
Ankita?
uh, yeah. So, with me, mostly, I can't remember a time where anyone has been dishonest about their marital status. If not written on their profile or on the write up that they description that they put up, they always say it in the first 10, 15 sentences. So, with me, this has never happened.
It happened with me once. When
फेसबुक
I
पे
was,
हुआ है उल्टे का
Lucky.
उल्टे का फेसबुक पे हुआ है.
no, it
This
happened with
happened
me
with me
once.
twice. Once on a matrimonial profile and once on a dating app.
Yeah, it
I've
happened with
done
me
it.
when I was Tindering back in Delhi in 2019. And the way he said it was, he was like as if he was beaten by his wife every night. Oh, I'm just not happy in my life. And I'm here for some companionship. I want to have some conversation. I said, whatever you're doing, to me, this is cheating your partner because does your partner know that you've logged yourself on a dating website? No, 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 you're just taking on the other side, blah, blah, blah. And then whatever happened to the conversation. But yes, has happened with me. So I know the grind of it.
And my only concern here is, how can you sleep at night when you know that there is so much of emotional investment that someone has done into you? Be it your wife, be it this other girl that you have been seeing, be it the second girl that you've been talking simultaneously, you've been seeing this other girl. How have we become so casual?
That is
That
exactly my point. People have just become casual and emotionless. To them, it's just no strings attached on these websites. That's it.
no, then you have a life that is no string attached. Why are you having a wife on one hand and then you're saying that I want a no string attached?
बच्चे को
People
ऑन
al-
करना करेगा बीवी को
people
छोड़
already
के.
in a relationship. I mean, they I have come across relationships like, like acquaintances who've had relationships, being in a relationship of like a year or so, and then they suddenly feel like, I cannot do it.
Mm.
This is not happening. So if it is happening or not, I am all up for people speaking their mind and, putting their foot down and then taking decisions. Okay, agreed. But then what about whatever happened to putting in efforts?
Nothing.
Whatever happened to making things work? Whatever happened to coming on a common ground? You walk a little, I walk a little, we reach a common ground. We are all left in bios these days, and there's nothing more to us.
What you're saying sounds very romantic, but it sounds very old school romantic. I don't think most of the people these days are in that school of thought anyway. Which brings me to the next part. We are witnessing an increasing amount of divorces, right? And I'm not getting into arranged marriage, love marriage ratio, no. Divorces are on all-time high. Do you guys feel that somewhere these websites also have a contributing hand into the reason we are seeing so many divorces? Sherry, I'll start with you because you seem to be thinking about that. Ankita, frame your answer while we talk to Sherry first.
Uh, I don't think it is the website.
Hmm.
I think it is the fact that it's available. The website is available. People who want to cheat for whatever reason, and they will find a way to do it nonetheless. And if it leads to a divorce, it leads to a divorce. And I'm not saying that there is only cheating as a result that results in divorce. I'm saying I have never been married. I don't know what that relationship is like. Uh, I don't want to judge two people who are trying to live their best lives and for whatever reasons are not able to do it. But definitely, I don't think the websites and the apps contribute, because the same thing could happen. The wife could just walk down the road, meet someone in a coffee shop, and cheat,
Mm.
and it would lead to divorce. Or the guy could just meet someone at work, or I don't know, anything could happen. So I don't think it is just a matter of websites and apps. They are there. Those evolution of technology is going to keep happening, maybe over a period of time. अभी तो 5-7 साल हुए ना ये सब आए. Maybe over a period of time they'll become safer, they'll become more filterable, become more authentic, hopefully. uh, but I think people who want to cheat, or people who, first of all, the fact that you're on a website like this means only not that your marriage is having or a relationship is having a problem.
Yeah.
The whole point is, even if you are looking out for companionship somewhere, it means there is a problem, right?
Mm. Mm.
Whether you want to agree to it or not, whether the woman or man you are with agrees to it or not, the fact that you have stepped out of it means there is a problem,
Agree.
and you have a need that is not being met over there,
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
right? Now, if your need is to sleep with 10 women, then it is never going to be met.
Ankita, your thoughts on this?
Uh, of course, I mean, I'll second with Chevy on this. One, cheating or coming out of a relationship is actually, cheating is actually a characteristic that a human has. Someone who's
Mm.
cheating would cheat anywhere, not just a relationship. The guy would be cheating at work, the guy would be cheating with his parents in his childhood, or even the woman. So cheating is a characteristic. It has
Mm.
nothing to do with you know but then there comes this cheating only for sexual needs, fulfilling their sexual needs, or cheating only because they've been married under parental pressures,
Yeah.
and they want to go out with someone, and they want to live their imagined best life. So then, of course, yes, these websites and these portals or these sites play a major role because they are making things available for such people. So it's only a matter of availability here, and apart from that, cheating is is an individual's nature.
Mm.
So as Chevy said, and then we people of our times, our age, we are going out like here and now, every now and then. It's so easy to meet people. It's so
Yeah.
easy to meet new people. So someone with that intention can do it anywhere.
Good points. This leads me to the next thing that I was planning to put for the later half, but I'll put it right now. That when both of you said that we are cheating most, we are on these mostly because of sexual favors not being met with the partner. There's a bridge there which I'm not able to cap. Uh, does that mean that I'm not communicating my physical needs properly to my partner? And since that is not happening, I'm taking the refuge on a dating website where I'll be more open and upfront and I'll expect the other person understands. Is there a communication lag? And how do we bridge the gap with our partners and that, look, this is what I want? How do we do that? Ankita, I'll start with you.
This is very simple. You
Mm.
just have to talk.
Mm.
You just have to sit across your partner and you have to talk. Very simple.
But
You have to
Ankita, in an Indian society, we can't like sexual conversation or physically intimate conversations are, I think, it's still very difficult to
two
have
people,
between
you're two
partners.
people, two people who are married with an intention to procreate. Your family got you married because you'll be procreating in future,
Yeah.
right? And this is how it's going to happen. So,
Mm.
how difficult it is now for you to make your partner understand that, okay, I'm all up. People might be having a number of fantasies, which is all right.
Mm.
I mean, nothing to put that down, which is absolutely fine. And them discussing it with their partners, I think, I mean, as a coach, as a trainer, if anyone is listening out there, I think this will only help your relationship grow and nothing else.
Exactly. Hmm.
Communication will only help your relationship grow, but then comes the set mindset, the set notions that our so-called society is taking ahead. Here people want to be all clean inside their houses and throw dirt outside.
Yeah,
घर
absolutely.
पे तो they are like, why ये क्या पहन लिया, when they'll be checking out girls wearing the same things. It happens.
I
This is why we're in Kurtas today, babies.
Chevy, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes.
Why are we not being able to communicate our needs to our partners?
Again, I will come from a place of I have never had that particular issue.
Hmm.
So, again, I am making a guess here. Uh, I think when you spend so much time with someone, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, since we're talking of a more stable long term relationship, for 5 years, there are certain things you know about the other person and you start assuming.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm guessing this is what happens because again, I have not been in this situation. So, वन यू स्टार्ट अज्यूमिंग दैट इससे बात करके कोई फायदा नहीं है और इसका रिएक्शन इस पे ऐसा होगा या
Hmm.
मैं बोलूंगी तो कोई सुनेगा नहीं या मैं बोलूंगा तो कोई सुनेगा नहीं so this could be one of the many reasons, especially in India, where because we don't really talk about sex that openly,
Yeah.
whether it is with our partner or not.
Hmm.
So it that could be one thing. Uh, but other than that, I don't know why people don't tell each other.
Hmm.
I mean, for the life of me, I cannot fathom. I
You know,
can't.
Ankita, you have to say something here before we move on.
I know, as Chevy said, why people don't talk about, we think people are talking about sex openly now. It's just that they're talking to the wrong person.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
have been talking about it openly. Like they're so open, they won't mind having it in the first conversation without even, you know, sitting across with the lady or talking to her about her things and anything. Generic topics, sexual needs have taken over generic topics. They might not be knowing your favorite color. वो तो अब चला ही गया time when someone used to ask your favorite color.
But now it's all about let's get in and fix it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. The next thing is what I want to know is how are these websites contributing to objectification and harassment at the same time? Because the first thing that I see is how do you look? How do your photographs look? So in immediately I am very conscious that I'll put up my best photo there. I should look pretty, I should look handsome, I should be swiped right at the first access. So how do we deal with objectifying and the harassment that follows later? Ankita, I'll start with you.
So how do we deal with is a completely again taking over a huge mindset that is there,
Hmm.
right? And it's going to take ages for us to deal with it, because honestly the world is out there. Everything is out there on social media, everything's looking pretty. There is this huge unsaid unspoken conversation, competition already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This unspoken thing is already there. People have now, earlier they used to dress up to go to go outside, to go for work. People now have started dressing up only to stay inside. Why? Because they have to create these moments and start uploading on social media.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
True.
how things are increasing, right?
Hmm.
So objectifying has all, it's been there, it's already there, be it for these profiles, these dating apps or not. It's already been there, it's there in our heads now.
Hmm.
I mean, look at us all dressed up here, both of us. We are here. Okay. Earlier it was, yes. Now I'm like, okay, let's do it. So few of us, for me, it's like, you are always on a tied up bun and you want to put your hair down and do something for a time. It's okay. But then I've been seeing people I know they are not stepping out of their houses, they're still inside, and the frustration is leading them to looking pretty, looking, putting their best foot ahead on the social media and everything. Till the time it's helping you, I'm good with it. Till the time it's helping you stay away from anxiety and such stuff, I'm always good with it. It's nice.
Mm,
You do
mm.
you, no problems with me. But then when it comes to these dating apps, would you ever swipe right? It's right for a yes. Okay? So would you ever swipe right for a girl with specs? No. Would you ever swipe right for a girl, a little on the chubbier side? No.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. Why? Because
वो
हमारा
होता
agenda
है ऐसे मत बोला यार अंकिता otherwise I would have no dating life.
wow.
Samira says, Ankita hit the nail on the road. We are having discussions with the wrong people. Hmm.
Yeah. True,
Thanks,
true.
Samira, for watching. I think she referred to when you said that for the sexual needs we are discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Ankita, this was your notion about the objectification part that I have to look my best always, all the time. Yeah.
Because if
What
I
about
want, I want swipes towards me. So yeah.
yes, yes. And what about the harassment? Like we obviously are talking about the unsolicited pics that we get in our messages. This is actual harassment. I've never asked for your man part in my messages. Why are you sending me those photos? How do you deal with these kind of twisted individuals who just are harassing people?
Pictures, one thing, you never know what the guy, you're on the call, you would never know what the guy on the other end is doing to himself while you're talking.
Yeah.
You're smart
Oh
enough,
yeah.
you will
Please tell. Please tell.
I
Please
found
tell.
out that this guy was, touching himself, while I could only just figure it out by his voice, by his change of voice and change of tone and everything. And then I legit asked him, like, are you touching yourself? And he said, yeah, I really like you. Let's get married. I mean, this is what you're looking for in a marriage.
Precisely. Precisely.
Someone who can.
Our life would be so boring without such idiots. Yeah.
I know. I mean, we need this education. I'm saying so. But
Yes, it's harassment.
All right. Samira says, do you ladies think dating apps are doing enough to regulate such harassment? Shelly, I'll start with you first.
I
Um,
don't think it is ever going to be enough because there will always be a new way people will figure out to harass in a different manner. So no matter what they do, even right now, you can report the profile, you can say that they made you feel uncomfortable and what they said. You can do all of that and their profiles get deleted. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं होता है. But ये दिस इज एवोल्यूशन ऑफ हरासमेंट. वो पहले होता था कि लड़की रास्ते पे चलती थी तो सीटी मारते थे, अभी डिक पिक्स भेजते हैं, यू नो. द एवोल्यूशन.
Evolve.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I am someone with just a very small social group. I have like what 55 followers on Instagram, and I'm very little. I see these. I follow these influencers. People are not scared of body shaming them and harassing
Yeah,
them. Where do we stand? I am not standing anywhere in line. This
Yeah.
I follow this nice influencer. She dresses up well and she experiments with her dresses and all. And people go left, right, talking about her garments and everything.
very true.
So it's there. It's social media has somehow made things so easy for people that the fear is not there. The fear of being caught is
Consequence.
not there. Yes.
I
It's
remember
absolutely
this funny incident. I think he was trying to connect with me from Bangladesh because the way he wrote his Bangla was we have a different accent, they have a different accent. Yeah. So he sent me a video of his man part, and he's like, you know what? Even if I know you will block me, I am aware you will block me, but you won't be able to sleep peaceful in the night because you're not going to enjoy my man part, and that will cause you sleepless night. I said, that is some other level of confidence that individual has. This is the level of, as Ankita said, that social media has made it so easy. I can just dump anything and everything on you. What will you do? You'll just report me, right? What will you just block me? There's nothing more you can
I'm
do.
already on a fake profile. How is it going to matter? I have
Exactly.
not given my correct, credentials. It's
Exactly. So
there.
more than the dating apps, I think the issues lie with the kind of cybersecurity that we need to have as a country.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
More than anything. I don't know if it exists in any other country. I have not tried dating anything but using anything but Tinder in another country. But uh, I don't know what kind of rules that may be coming up with and how they will make. And
Hmm.
I'm guessing it's the same for men also. Certain amount is the same for men also, wherein they also must be getting a lot of unsolicited. Uh, no,
Really?
women do that, yeah. Women do that, yeah. And there are a lot of people who have now set up like Etsy shops के बदले Tinder shops है. So women will ask for money.
Oh, yeah, that is another thing. I
So
wasn't aware. Yeah.
So I know someone who told me that he met some girl in a nightclub and uh, he must have met her on Tinder, and then they were having a drink, and then when he wanted to leave, he's like, I'm going home. And this guy is also married. ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ संत है वो. She's saying, this will be my rate.
Wow.
So all these things also happen. So I'm sure there's a lot of unsolicited hooking also going up uh,
Here and there. Yeah.
there, both for men and women. I'm not saying it's a safety issue only for women, but more for women because in general, women are harassed.
Targets. Yeah. I'm mindful of the time, ladies, and there's one last thing that I want to just briefly touch upon. Um, what do you think is the contribution of free porn into all of this that we've been discussing? Do you guys think that porn has something to do with it, or porn creates some unrealistic visualizations? What are your thoughts? Ankita, I'll start with you.
See, again, it's like you see something, you want to have it.
Mm,
So porn has made it easier for people to visualize.
yeah.
Now, when I'm visualizing, I better do it with someone. Now, where do I find this someone? This someone is available, right here. Oh, I have a junk. I have a database of women. I can just swipe and ask them. So things are actually, and moreover, porn being free or not has nothing really to do with this.
Mm,
Now,
Nothing really. Sorry, I didn't get you.
I
Nothing
think
really.
porn being free or paid has nothing really to do with people asking for sex here and there.
okay. Right. Chevy, what do you think?
See, honestly speaking, I think porn is a good thing for the simple reason that what people would have thrown out into the universe would have been 20 times more otherwise, if they didn't have this at home, men, women, both men more. But definitely it has helped reduce a lot of frustration that would have come our way without any reason.
Mm,
Like, you know, there were times when there was no internet and the amount of rape cases and issues that were there in that area and in those regions were much 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 higher than now the reporting rates are higher. So
yes.
I genuinely feel that porn is a good thing. Like, please find your fetish and watch.
Huh.
Don't
Yeah.
harass
There's
me.
Agreed.
only I agree. It's a good thing. It's. I am not denying, or I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch it. We all do it. All I'm saying is, the minute I start setting unrealistic expectation that what I'm seeing is what I should be replicating in my room, that
Yes.
becomes a concern, because we need to realize that is all professionally done. They are, it's their profession or whatever. So that was my viewpoint. But to wrap it up here, ladies, thank you for your experiences. Thank you for being so honest and candid about whatever you've been through. And I just hope our listeners have had an amazing time. They had something to take away from your conversations. Thank you for your time once again. And for all our listeners, we hope that you liked what we said and discussed. We'll be back again shortly with another episode. Till then, please take care of yourselves. It's a crazy time everywhere in the world, so please be safe. Thank you.